Texas All-Star Wrestling will be in Taylor, Texas on Monday, March the 3rd.
You speak Kamala's language?
No, I do not speak Kamala's language, but Armand Hussein does. And I will have an interpreter also to make sure that what he says is telling me the truth. That's
Why
all
do you want to ask Kamala? Kamala's never spoke on television in his life. Why should I make an exception and allow Kamala to speak?
Because I believe this is one of the most important things that have happened in professional wrestling, and I think the people have a right to know.
You're right. It's one of the most important things in wrestling that's ever happened. But you don't have the right to know. You don't have the right to know. We don't put our business on the street. We didn't become what we are in the wrestling business by letting every nitwit that wants to ask some question about our business ethics to answer. But just to stop these malicious rumors that you and other people are starting about Armand Hussein and Gary Hart having to steal something from that lowlife Skandor Akbar. Well, let me tell you, the only thing Skandor Akbar ever did for Kamala was to use and abuse. And that's all over. You're going to see the Kamala that originally came into this country in the near future. And if you want to ask a few questions, I'll consider it and let you know
When can
later.
I talk to you?
I'll consider it and let you know at a later date.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, from H&H Associates. We'll continue to follow the Kamala story, but right now, let's get ready for the $1 million man, Bruiser Brody, as he comes into the ring here at the Abrams Gym. That's coming up.
Get him ready.
Right after this.
Don't be some whipping gun. You know it is.
You're picking up the introduction. There's the introduction of Bruiser Brody as Ken Massey has taken on the $1 million man. He's in the ring with Gary Hart, and here with me at the Abrams Gym in Fort Hood, Texas, is Al Madrill.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Stack, I know it's all your pleasure for me to be here. I know you've been begging me each week to come on here and talk to you, so I finally had enough time that I'm here.
Well, the $1 million man of H&H Associates and Gary Hart is here at ringside, and I didn't see Brody bring any 2x4 for some reason.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure he's got it hit somewhere, Stack, and you keep opening your mouth and he'll stick that 2x4 where the sun don't shine.
Bruiser Brody. Well, I want to watch this one. As Brody now takes Massey, throws him in between the ropes, throws him out on the floor, and here comes Brody out after him. Bruiser Brody. Don't forget our big main event today. The Tonga Kid and the Wild Samoans will be going up against Golden and the New Diablos. As Bruiser Brody takes Massey, lays him over that apron and throws that big chop.
That's right. I'll tell you what, this shouldn't last very long, Stack, because Bruiser Brody, $1 million man, can take care of anybody. He's the pride of H&H.
Yeah, he puts the boots to the side of the head of Ken Massey. Bruiser Brody grabs Massey, puts him on the ropes, whips him across the ring. Oh, did he put the boot up there?
That's right, Stack. That boot's put a lot of guys down, and the people know it around this area. And I'll tell you what, Bruiser Brody is the man to watch for.
Massey being held up by Brody. There's the slam. As the fans here at Fort Hood are getting a look at the $1 million man. Brody continues to put the boots to Massey. In between the ropes and out onto the gurney goes Ken Massey. As Brody grabs him now. Brody takes him, he's bringing this way, and he throws him into the table. Brody grabs the chair out from under me, and he lays it in the head of Massey. Massey is going down. Bruiser Brody takes Massey, puts him into the ring. Boy, did he hit him with that chair.
I'll tell you what, Stack, that was unbelievable there. This man shouldn't even be standing on his 2 feet. It's over now, Stack. It's over now.
Here's Brody going for the pile driver. Brody has him up. Brody gonna drop him on his head. And there he takes his time. There he goes. Whoa, straight on the head.
That's right, pile driver, Steve. It's over. You can count to 100.
There it is. It is over. And the $1 million man, Bruiser Brody, quick quickly takes care of Ken Massey here on Texas All-Star Wrestling at Fort Hood, Texas tonight. Brody, Gary, you're looking at Bruiser Brody. Gary Hart is attending to Ken Massey. Here come the Metatrans ambulance service. Richard Jones, one of the ambulance attendants. As Richard Jones is in the ring now with Gary Hart. The Metatrans ambulance service offering the service to Gary Hart and Bruiser Brody. And Bruiser Brody walks behind us now. Brody grabs another chair. He's walking around the ring. Gary Hart is there with him. Gary Hart trying to tell him to take the chair and get it out of the ring. H&H. Gary Hart in the ring with Bruiser Brody. As Ken Massey has been wiped out, he's going to be attended to by the ambulance attendants, and he's going to have to be hauled out on that gurney. The hand of Bruiser Brody raised in victory here at the Abrams Gym, Fort Hood, Texas, as you look at Massey as Brody makes his way out of the ring. Bruiser Brody the winner. As you see him right there, he'll be leaving the Abrams Gym. Stay tuned, because we'll be back with more of Texas All-Star Wrestling right after this. All-Star Wrestling will be in Taylor on Monday, March the 3rd, and we'll see all you great fans over in LaGrange on Friday, February the 28th. Texas All-Star Wrestling at the UT campus at the Gregory Gym on Friday, March the 7th, 7:30 starting time. It's all sponsored by the University Blind Athletic Association, a great organization. They do a lot of good work around the campus and in Austin, so come on out and give them the support and enjoy professional wrestling with Texas All-Star Wrestling. You'll see 6 exciting matches. It's headlined by a new one for me. It's a Bunkhouse rules battle royal. That means all the wrestlers will be in the ring at one time. It's not over the top rope to be eliminated. It's a pin into the center of the ring. They can bring whatever they want into the ring, wear whatever they want. It makes no difference. All they got to do is show up. And I have been assured that Bruiser Brody will be there. And, of course, anytime he's there, you can count that the 2x4 will also be there.
Not only the 2x4, the ambulance attendants, the paramedics, the ambulance, and the gurney.
You may be using that ambulance for your own self.
Now, let me ask you this. Do I look like the type of guy that would need a service such as that? I'm the person that provides that service because, you see, anyone that is fool enough to sign a contract to get into this type of battle royal, bunkhouse rules, pinfalls are the only way to lose. Tape your fists, wear cowboy boots, wear a big belt. You can do it all. Anyone that gets in the ring with Bruiser Brody in this type of match, and probably be 10, 12 guys in the ring. Can you imagine what's going to happen? 10 or 12 guys out there fighting one another, and all of them prima donnas wanting to be the number one. Probably their girlfriends will be out there rooting for them. Well, Bruiser Brody, he don't have to worry about no girlfriend. He just got to worry about his bank account.
Well, I know you'll be there cheering him on, of course, and I have word that maybe the other 10 that are in the ring may be teaming up on Bruiser Brody.
It would take all 10.
Texas All-Star Wrestling close-up tonight at Fort Hood, Texas, with the Texas Longrider. This is your first live interview on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
It's a pleasure being here. I tell you, they call me the Texas Longrider. That's what my name is. I am better known as the last outlaw in the West.
Now, you say that's what your name is. Gary Hart last week and earlier today when I talked to him claimed that you are Scott Casey.
Well, now, I know Scott Casey, and he and I are good friends, and we look a lot alike. But I'm the Texas Longrider. I wear a mask, I wear a hat, I wear the long jacket, and I use a whip. Scott Casey's a nice guy. If somebody was knocked down in the ring, he'd probably help them up. If they were knocked down in the ring, I'd try to stomp them through that sign right there in the middle of it. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, Scott Casey was injured at the hands of H&H Associates.
That's absolutely right, and because he is a personal and close friend of mine, I'm going to do a little vengeance. And I'm going to do vengeance on all of the H&H Associates.
Well, Gary Hart says that he would like for you to get in the ring with Bruiser Brody, and Bruiser Brody went on to mask you to prove to everybody that you're Scott Casey.
I'd love nothing better than to get in the ring with you, Bruiser Brody, and give you a taste of the whip. the brown snake. Because believe you me, you start messing with this mask, the mask of the Texas Longrider, and I'm going to show you what bullying is all about. From what I've heard, you've been using this 2x4 on people. Well, I'm going to be using this whip on people, and I'm going to be wading my way through them just like you do with that 2x4. And I'll take you on anywhere, any place, anytime if you want to try to take this mask off of me. And you say I'm Scott Casey, I am the Texas Longrider. Prove to the people what you say. Back yourself up. Get in the ring with me anywhere.
Well, Texas Longrider, there's a lot of other people in the stables of H&H that you have to look at, and it's possible if you do have to get in the ring with one of them, there's always another one standing by.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Like the Zambuie. I think we're going to come up against these guys. Also, you've got Killer Brooks. You've got the amazing Zulu. A couple of low-life scum if I ever saw any. Any one of you guys associated with H&H, come on down, and I'll give you your Valentine's Day gift, your Christmas gift, your Easter gift, real early in the order of a brown whip right around your back. I don't care what you say, what you do. As long as you get in that ring with me, you're going to taste this whip.
Before we have to go away, do you have one special message you would like to send on to Gary Hart?
Gary Hart, bring your $1 Million Man on. Bring any of your H&H men on. The Texas Longrider will be waiting for you. The last outlaw in the West.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Texas Longrider, the last outlaw in the West. Is he Scott Casey? Well, that remains to be seen.
And we'll see all you great wrestling fans in Taylor on Monday, March the 3rd. Texas All-Star Wrestling at the University of Texas Gregory Gym on Friday, March the 7th, all sponsored by the University Blind Athletic Association. Great organization. They need your help. Come on out and enjoy professional wrestling and support the Blind Athletic Association. And Gary Hart, there's a special match. It's a battle royal, bunkhouse rules. That means you can come to the ring any way you want, bring anything you want, and you must be pinned. It's not over the top rope. You must be pinned to be eliminated.
That's exactly right. You see, anyone wants to get into a battle royal where you can win a lot of money, but very few guys want to get into a bunkhouse battle royal. It's a relatively new type of match. The only way to be eliminated is by a 1, 2, 3. You can come dressed as you are and wear what you want.
And Bruiser Brody will be there
with a 2x4.
That's at the University of Texas Gregory Gym.
So, you think you've seen it all? Not until you've seen the big trucks race at Longhorn.
There's the introduction to the Texas Longriders. We're waiting for Al Madrill to get it all together. The bell sounds. We're ready to start here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. One Zambuie has Big Bubba. The other one has the Texas Longrider.
Steve, what are you calling this guy with a mask? What's his name?
Texas Longrider.
Now,
look at Bubba. Oh!
Anybody with any intelligence knows that that man there is Scott Casey. Now, why don't you tell these people, Stack, who that guy really is?
He is the Texas Longrider as we watch Casey and Bubba take care of the Zambuie Express.
I don't understand this. I ran Scott Casey out of town. He comes under a mask. I think promoter Fred Barron had something to do with this because everybody, except somebody, of course, with your intelligence, would not know that that's Scott Casey.
Well, you did run Scott Casey out of town. He lost a lose-or-leave-town match.
That's exactly right. And look at that man. I know that body. I know that face. I've wrestled this man 1,000 times, so don't not tell me that that's not Scott Casey.
Well, the Zambuie Express 2-on-1 against Big Bubba. Remember, this is the challenge match from what happened at Fort Hood last week. Oh, big knee to the back at Bubba. Bubba went down. Don't forget, all you youngsters, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, it's only $3. Come on out and enjoy Texas All-Star Wrestling. All you youngsters, just $3. And next week, the great Hell Cone will be here to take on Mike Golden for the United States Junior Heavyweight Championship. Hell Cone, the new champion.
Yeah, Hal Cone. He's a big champion in Mexico, Stack, but he don't mean nothing here in the United States.
Well, he'll be here next week, along with the Tonga Kid going up against Austin Idol. Oh, what a match that ought to be. We're going to get to see the Tonga Kid, Wild Samoans in the 6-man tag team match today. But we've already signed the Tonga kid back next week against Austin Idol. Look at him chop the head of Big Bubba.
That's right. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about El Halcon and this Tonga kid. They've never faced Al Madrill, and if they did, they never beat him. But look at this big, fat Bubba. Have you ever seen a man so big, so huge, but with a brain the size of a pea? Have you ever seen a man like that, Stack?
Well, Big Bubba, pretty powerful. The referee cuts off one of the Zambuie Express.
But it takes more than being big, Stack. This Big Bubba is an idiot. He's ignorant. He's dumb. He has no business being in the wrestling business.
Well, right now he's catching it from the Zambuie Express as Big Bubba tries to continue to power his way away from the Zambuie, but the Zambuie lays one. Across the chest, whips Bubba into the rope. Reversal by Bubba, and down goes Elijah Akeem.
Oh, there's Scott Casey coming in there. That's Scott Casey, and I'm saying it publicly on TV. I know it for a fact, Stack, that is Scott Casey.
Well, the Texas Longrider in there to help out. Remember, things get out of hand last week, and now they're getting out of hand again as a Texas Longrider.
Why don't you quit calling him the Texas Longrider, call him by his name? Why don't you do that, Stack?
Elijah Akeem.
And Scott Casey.
And the Texas Longrider. We're going to give you more information next week also on Kamala. We're going to continue to dig into that information and see what we can come up with. Oh, the Longrider, the last outlaw of the West, has the Zambuie down for a 2 count.
This man shouldn't even be here. I'm going to go see my lawyer tomorrow, and we're going to make this man either take off his mask or leave the state of Texas, because I beat Scott Casey in a loser-leave town match, and you know that.
Scott Casey is not the Texas Long Rider.
Why are you saying that, Scott? You know it is.
No, I do not know. I told that last week, and I told it again this week. I talked to him earlier today, and this is the Texas Long Rider. Oh, the Long Rider drop kick on the Zambuie Express. Kareem Mohammed is outside the ring. The fans here at Fort Hood getting on the Zambuie Express. Boy, he's a big man himself. I don't think he weighs as much as Big Bubba, but he's pretty close.
That's right, he is. And I'll tell you what, he's going to get in that ring right now and take care of Scott Casey once and for all. And I'll tell you what, Stack, only a person with your intelligence or an intelligence of a Texan would not know that that's Scott Casey.
The Long Rider backs him into the corner. The other Zambuie grabs him, and the other one pounds on him. Kareem Mohammed and Elijah Akeem. Here comes Big Bubba in to help out. Big Bubba with forearms. Got him battling in different corners. Bubba is tied up there as you look at Big Bubba. The Texas Long Rider is tied up with the other Zambuie. Everything getting out of hand in this ring. The referee, Manuel Villalobos, having a hard time trying to get one out from each corner. Forearm to the top of the head, inside the ring. Outside the ring, you look at Big Bubba battling with Zambuie, and boy, are they throwing some haymakers. Oh! Bubba takes him. Oh, Bubba was going to try to run him into the ring. The Zambuie threw Bubba into the steel post. Now it's the two Zambuies in the ring against the Texas Long Rider.
That's right. No, quit saying Texas Long Rider. Attaboy, take off the mask and show everybody it's Scott Casey. They know it's Scott Casey. The fans know it's Scott Casey.
There goes the referee. He's thrown out of the ring. Here comes Big Bubba in. Big Bubba has a chair and he lays it across the back of the Zambuie Express. And the Zambuie Express have left. The Zambuie Express coming down here at ringside, stealing the timekeeper's bell. In the ring, it's Big Bubba and the Texas Long Rider. And the Texas Long Rider and Big Bubba disqualified. And now the referee is getting whipped by the Texas Long Rider.
Yes, Scott Casey's mad because they almost gave his identity away. He knows it, and the people know it, and I'm going to see my lawyer, Stack.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because we'll be back with more excitement here on Texas All-Star Wrestling with the Wild Bull Ayala coming up next.
So, you think you've seen it?
As we pick up Mark Nolte introducing the Wild Bull Ayalas, he's going up against one half of the Texas Tag Team Champions, the Magnificent Zulu. The other half of the Texas Tag Team Champions is sitting here with me, Al Madrill.
That's right, Stack. I'll tell you what, that's my partner, the Zulu. We are the Texas Tag Team Champions. We defeated the American Force, those snotty-nosed brats. And one more thing I want to say is about this Ayala. Now, he came to Puerto Rico. He called me. He said he wanted to join H&H. And what did he do? Turned his back.
Well, Ayala, the Wild Bull here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. I want to tell you that next week, Texas All-Star Wrestling will be at the Battle of the Stars. That's Sunday, February the 23rd at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio. The whole television crew will be there. Come on out and enjoy the Battle of the Stars. We're going to be there for all the action. Plus, next week, Al Halcone defends his USA Junior Heavyweight title against the Golden Boy, and the Tonga Kid will meet Austin Idol. Also at the Battle of the Stars, Wahoo McDaniel returns to battle Bruiser Brody, and I can't wait to see that one. All the action is with Texas All-Star Wrestling. Remember, all you youngsters, it's only $3 general admission. Come on to the matches. A Wild Bull Ayala holding on to the arm of the Magnificent Zulu here at the Abrams Gym in Fort Hood, Texas. El Madrill.
I'll tell you what, Stack. Zulu and I are not going to be like the American Force was. We'll defend our titles against anybody, anywhere, at any time.
Let me ask you one question. I had talked to Armand Hussein, I've talked to Gary Hart, and I get it to run around. I want to know the situation. Has Kamala been stolen or bought from General Scandal Akbar?
I don't want to talk about that, Stack. Let's watch this match.
What do you mean you don't want to talk about it? You're in H&H.
That's right, but I don't want to talk about it. It's none of your business. Let's just talk about this match.
Tell me what you know about Kamala.
What did I just tell you? I said quit bringing this up. I want to talk about this match here. I want to talk about Zulu and me being the champion.
Well, I think you know something about Kamala, and you're like...
Well, Stack, if you're not going to talk to me, then dang, I'm not even going to stick around here and talk to you, then I'll just leave, because that's the type of man you are anyway.
Well, Al Madrill's about had enough out of me as he starts knocking around Mark Nolte, the ringside, and Madrill's getting mad. Madrill trying to get out of the arena, and he's finally left. Well, if he's going to be that way, I'm just soon he'd not be here as we pick up Hussein across the way. Mark Nolte, Al Madrill, a little hot.
Well, you wonder why he's so hot about it. You think that H&H would be overjoyed by signing Kamala. You think they'd be telling anybody that want to hear about it, but you've got... It just doesn't make any sense, Steve. Why won't they admit they've made such a huge signing in Kamala?
I don't know what their deal is, but they're trying to cover up something. I can guarantee you that. As we look in the ring now, there is Zulu with a big forearm across the chest of the Wild Bull Ayala. Well, I get rid of one wild man, Al Madrill, and out comes Ox Baker.
I want to get a close-up. I understand these guys are supposed to be some of the tough wrestling guys here in the Texas All-Star. I like to know all my opponents, you know. I plan to beat both of these guys up later. I got to see exactly what kind of punishment they can take and what kind of punishment they can put out, you know.
316-pound Ox Baker, the master of the hard punch, took many men away. And I'm not saying I'm proud to see you here at Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Well, I'm sort of proud here myself because, you know, when you're a great wrestler like myself, you got to go all over the country. You can't just defeat somebody in Florida or in Texas or up in North or in Kansas City. You got to beat them all over the country, you know. If you got a reputation like I do that it wins 99% of all of his matches, you got to wrestle all over the country. Well, new matches, new people are coming up all the time. And the young crowd, I don't think, can handle it, you know.
Well, we watched you with the hard punch here last week on Texas All-Star Wrestling. You're not scheduled to wrestle today, and I know you're standing by in case there is a possibility that somebody might want to get in the ring with you.
Well, I asked the promoter for a match today, and he said, Ox, they already had these people lined up, but I thought I would keep my stuff on because I don't care who it is, you know, whether it's the world champion, the Texas heavyweight champion. I've even tried tag team champions by myself because I just like to get in and beat people up.
Well, that he does well as Ayala has Zulu up, and he drops him across that knee. Ayala diving across the face.
I like that move there. I wish he'd have broke his jaw, but he didn't quite land hard enough. Wait a minute, that foot is over there.
Wait a minute. And look, I think he put his leg over there after the bell sounded.
It was awful close. When I seen the hand coming down the third time, I thought I seen his leg up there. It's hard to tell. Oh, hello.
Zulu with that big bone that he carries, and he and Hussein now are starting to kick on Wild Bull Ayala.
You know, I sort of like these guys. Anybody can kick somebody when they're standing up, but it takes two great men to wait till him to get down and kick him. That makes them great man in my estimation.
That sounds about like something you would say.
Oh, I love to knock them down, you know.
Well, they're still pounding on Ayala. Ayala was the winner of the match.
I guess they can't hear the bell. This guy ain't
ready. Did he hit Hussein, and now he's going back after Zulu. Look at this, Wild Bull Ayala. Zulu bails out.
You know, I don't like to see that running. I don't think them guys can... This guy in the ring is pretty tough. I'd like to get him in a match. Maybe I'll talk to the promoter about it. You know what I mean?
The 28th. Texas All-Star Wrestling at the UT campus at the Gregory Gym on Friday, March the 7th, 7:30 starting time. It's all sponsored by the University Blind Athletic Association, a great organization. They do a lot of good work around the campus and in Austin, so come on out and give them the support and enjoy professional wrestling with Texas All-Star Wrestling. You'll see 6 exciting matches. It's headlined by a new one for me. It's a Bunkhouse rules battle royal. That means all the wrestlers will be in the ring at one time. It's not over the top rope to be eliminated. It's a pin into the center of the ring. They can bring whatever they want into the ring, wear whatever they want. It makes no difference. All they got to do is show up. I have been assured that Bruiser Brody will be there. And, of course, anytime he's there, you can count that the 2x4 will also be there.
Not only the 2x4, the ambulance attendants, the paramedics, the ambulance, and the gurney.
You may be using that ambulance for your own self.
Now, let me ask you this. Do I look like the type of guy that would need a service such as that? I'm the person that provides that service because, you see, anyone that is fool enough to sign a contract to get into this type of battle royal, bunkhouse rules, pinfalls are the only way to lose. Tape your fists, wear cowboy boots, wear a big belt. You can do it all. Anyone that gets in the ring with Bruiser Brody in this type of match, and probably be 10, 12 guys in the ring. Can you imagine what's going to happen? 10 or 12 guys out there fighting one another, and all of them prima donnas wanting to be the number one. Probably their girlfriends will be out there rooting for them. Well, Bruiser Brody, he don't have to worry about no girlfriend. He just got to worry about his bank account.
Well, I know you'll be there cheering him on, of course, and I have word that maybe the other 10 that are in the ring may be teaming up on Bruiser Brody.
It would take all 10.
As we pick up the voice of Mark Nolte doing the ring announcing in the ring, joining you here tonight from the Radio Wrestling Network, Doyle King and John Michaels. And Doyle, John, it's nice to have you here in Fort Hood.
Thank you very much, Steve. It's nice to be here.
One reason I asked you to come by, I know you were doing your radio broadcast from across the way. I wonder if you can fill me in any on the information we've gotten about Kamala being stolen from Akbar.
Well, sir, we've been following professional wrestling all of 1985, part of 1984, and that's been one of the questions that we've been putting to ourselves the past few months, whether or not Kamala is under an influence of Hart and Hussein.
Well, I think the main factor, John and Steve, is that Hussein speaks the language of Kamala, and I think that is a big contributing factor, and the fact that money talks.
That's why we came here tonight, Steve. We know that for a fact that Hussein does communicate with Kamala, the first person, I think, ever that has been able to do that, communicate with the giant Ugandan.
And I think that there's rumors floating all around everywhere that the reason Akbar has not been able to communicate with him and hasn't had that much control, and now the money situation becomes involved with Hart and Hussein and that ability to communicate.
Well, I've been trying to, we hear the crowd cheer for the Tonga kid. Been trying to get the information out of H&H Associates for 2 weeks, and I've been trying to get them to allow me to interview Kamala, but that don't seem like they're going to do that right now.
Well, Kamala, we saw Friday try to control Kamala all of 1984, 85. Friday couldn't do it, and now that I think that since Hussein has been able to reach a communicating process with Kamala, has convinced Kamala that Akbar hasn't been doing what Akbar should be doing with Kamala.
Well, we're going to keep checking into that, and I'll be talking to you guys in just a minute. Stay right here with me, Doyle. It's nice to have you here. We go back over here and talk to Ox Baker. You're looking at the wild Samoans and a very exciting Tonga kid, Ox.
Well, you know, I think Texas All-Star Wrestling should be. Shut your mouth when I'm on this tube. I'll slap you right upside of your mouth, you big long-haired goose.
Well, Ox Baker yelling at the Samoan.
You know, the Samoan is the type of guy I think might be able to stand up to the punishment I don't think he can put out as much punishment as I can put out. And this young kid, I believe I could hurt him. I'd like to see him on the ground after one of my hard punches.
Well, you never know. You're liable to get a match with the Tonga kid. Ox, we want to thank you for coming by, and we look forward to seeing you.
What do you mean I'm not going to leave here? Do you want me to leave?
Well, not that I want you to leave, but we've got a very important six-man tag team match. Plus, I have some other great guests over here.
Well, they're just going to have to wait, because I'm going to do a little talking here myself.
Now, Ox Baker refusing to leave, but we're going to go to the ring. So, we've got an exciting six-man tag team match. The new Texas six-man tag team champions, Sika and the Wild Samoan with him, and the Tonga kid against the new Diablos and Mike Golden.
This is going to be a great match, Steve. There's no doubt about that. The Texas six-man championship titles. The titles are not on the line on this bout, are
Now,
they?
this is a non-title match. It is as Mike Golden starts against that wild-looking Samoan. He's a big one, isn't he?
You're not kidding there. He is.
That's the great Coquina. Whoa! Well, they got hard heads.
Look at that. He takes his head, throws it into the turnbuckle himself. Says, Mike Golden, that's not going to affect me at all.
Oh, the people love to see Golden get chopped down. Coquina grabs him, brings him up to the center of the ring, slams him down. That's a bad place for Golden to be, into the Tonga kid in the Samoan's corner.
You're not kidding. That is not the place that Mike Golden wants to be. Fantasy looking very concerned over there also, calling him back to her
She's
corner.
in trouble.
There's a snap mare.
The great Coquina. I want to tell all you fans that Texas All-Star Wrestling cameras will be at the Hemisphere Arena this Sunday, the 23rd, for the Battle of the Stars. Come on out. One of the big matches you'll be seeing, Hell Cone defending his USA Junior Heavyweight title against this Golden Boy. Plus, the Tonga kid against Austin Idol. Wahoo McDaniel will be there to take on Bruiser, Brody, and a lot more. That's at the Battle of the Stars. We're going to be there. We hope you are. Here's the Tonga kid. He's really taken Texas by storm.
He certainly has, and the fans are behind him all the way. And, you know, John, it's easy to see why these men are the six-man champions of Texas.
I believe Mike Golden is probably feeling the pain right now. He is bitten off of just a little bit more than he can chew at this point in the match. He makes the tag now, new Diablo.
Well, the new Diablos from Mexico, and the Tonga kid still in the ring. Let's go back and talk a little bit more about General Skandor Akbar. He won't say much other than that Kamala has been stolen, but he won't say by who. He won't say what's been involved.
Well, we know where Kamala is going to be under the auspices of Hart and Hussein.
I don't think there was any sort of thievery in the deal at all. Kamala maybe, and finally, with knowing the information that he knows, being able to have received it from the Hussein through the communication process that they're using. I don't know what language they're speaking. It's not a dialect that I believe that anybody's familiar with. Of course, I don't even think it's Ugandan. I don't know where Hussein got it, but he's been able to get through and communicate, making it known.
Have you, either one of you two, talked to Gary Hart about this situation?
Well, Gary Hart doesn't seem to want to talk about it to anyone other than the fact that you will see. Oh, what a wild match this has turned out to be.
Oh, this
And
Tonga
the Tonga kid is he's working them all. And look at that, the Tonga kid single-handedly just cleared the ring.
He really excites the crowd here at the Abrams Gym in Fort Hood, Texas. This Tonga kid is something else.
Texas All-Star Wrestling, you'll see the best in the world right here.
We're talking about Hart. Hart doesn't seem to want to say anything about the Ugandan warrior other than that Kamala will be here and will be under the management of Hussein and Hart.
We might see a different Kamala this time, a Kamala that can respond to the managerial processes of Hart because of the communication.
Well, I'm sure we're going to see a different Kamala when and if he ever shows up here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. All you youngsters watching the Tonga Kid, remember, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, it's only $3 for kids. General admission, come on out. It's big Samoan Sika. Boy, this guy, look at him.
Oh, headbutt right into the sternum there. Now a big body slam down on the new Diablos.
One hand.
Boy, did he throw him down on that mat. Covers him up with that face lock from in front. Sika, the wild Samoan. Oh, when you talk about Samoans, I think everybody thinks of this man right here.
Right, he is the dominant force of the team.
He tags out to the great Coquina.
Of course, using that tag to their best ability. They've got the 5 count to release him. There's the sling across. Big elbow. Sends the new Diablo down.
Well, the great Coquina grabs the Diablo and has that front face lock applied to him. We want to tell you this time that announcers tuxedos here on Texas All-Star Wrestling is furnished by S&S Tuxedos with 4 locations in San Antonio. S&S Tuxedos. Also, Doyle, I don't know whether you were listening last week, but there's a possibility that Texas All-Star Wrestling will be doing some television taping down at Gilley's, the largest nightclub anywhere in Pasadena, Texas.
We've heard about that, and I think that is going to be some kind of exciting time down there at Gilley's.
Well, speaking of what Gary Hart wouldn't say, he would talk about Gilley's, and he did say a lot about the good times he had down there and Texas All-Star Wrestling going and being in Gilley's.
Well, we're looking forward to it if it ever all works out. We're taking this Tonga kid down to Pasadena and put him in Gilley's. I know the fans down there would love him.
They ride bulls down there. They do everything at Gilley's. Now they're going to be wrestling with Texas All-Stars. I think it's great.
That's John Michaels and Doyle King from the Radio Wrestling Network, and we're trying to get what information they got about the Kamala situation.
We made a special trip down here, Steve. We made a special trip to tell you because we knew that you guys needed to know about Kamala. And I think that we're the only ones that know about the communications.
Well, we've been following this thing all around the Radio Wrestling Network, a nationwide network broadcasting to radio stations all across the greater United States area here. As we said, we've been following this thing for several months now and trying to get down to the bottom of it, and we're in Fort Hood tonight.
Well, we're going to stay here. Boy, look at this.
What a big drop kick sends one of the new Diablo over into the corner. A little kick towards Mike Golden there. And once again, the Tonga Kid clears the ring.
Tonga Kid, like a stick of dynamite. You light him and he goes off.
Boy, this kid is something else. 19 years old, that gentleman. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because the excitement of this Texas 6-man tag team match will continue right after this.
It's after midnight.
Kid is in the ring with one of the new Diablos. Oh.
The fans calling out and chanting at the referee that there was a switch made. Of course, you know, that's probably fairly easily done with one referee and 6 big men in the ring. And, of course, Fantasy is always right out there calling the shots for these guys.
Well, these new Diablos look so much alike, it's really hard to tell when they do switch.
That's right. You don't know which man has been the man on the ring apron wrestling. You don't know which man's been the one legally in the ring.
You know, they could almost pass for twins. They're so much the same size, and it doesn't seem to be any way to distinguish one from another.
That's right. Next week here on Texas All-Star Wrestling, you'll see the Tonga Kid against Austin Idol, and Al Halcone will defend his USA Junior Heavyweight Championship against the Golden Mike Golden. All that coming from the Battles of the Stars at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio. And we're going to be there to capture the action for you with all the cameras of Texas All-Star Wrestling. That was just a 2 count.
A double headbutt of some sort from the Samoans.
The fans chanting to remove that mask. They want the new Diablos exposed to see who these men are.
Oh, the fans here at Fort Hood have had a great time with Texas All-Star Wrestling, and we want all you fans to enjoy Texas All-Star Wrestling when it comes to your city. Even if the television cameras aren't there, this is the kind of action you get. Did you see that?
There's another 2 count. And one of the Samoans picks up the new El Diablo. Looks like he wants to go in for some more punishment. Big clothesline after the sling across. These guys really work as a team.
Oh, really? Tag in, tag out. They're in, out. They work their opponent. And look, he's not gonna finish it.
The Texas 6-man champions with the Tonga Kid bouncing on that bottom ring rope there, egging his partners on for more punishment.
He could have finished it. He could have finished it a while ago, but he's
going to go for that mask. He tried to go for the mask. Referee broke it up. New Diablo rolls outside. Well, he tried to roll outside. Didn't quite make it.
And for a man that big, that Samoan moves so quick. Now he makes the tag to the Tonga Kid. Tonga Kid coming up the second rope. There it is. Whoa!
He got him right in the rib cage that time. Now the Tonga Kid has the head of the new Diablo between the legs, and he rings his bell.
Reverse thrust kick on the Diablo and Mike Golden over there as the Kid came over, and he's running around the ring with them.
If you're wrestling the Tonga Kid and standing on the ring apron, you got to watch him because he's so quick. He is so fast.
This has got to be one of the most promising and rising stars in the wrestling world today, the Tonga Kid. There's a double swing across, double backdrop.
Oh, that's Samoan. Look at the size of this guy. Yeah, that Tonga Kid, there's no doubt about it. Well, Samoan wanting to put their foot where it doesn't belong.
You know, Diablo has got to be worried about there. There's a kick right across one of the buttocks muscles there.
I think you'd be worried too, man.
You're not kidding. Whoa! Comes another backdrop on the El Diablo.
Well, the Wild Samoan locks that leg. Don't forget, all you youngsters, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, kids tickets only $3. Come on out and enjoy the action. You're watching this Texas 6-man tag team champion. This is a non-title match. The champions are the Wild Samoans, Sika, and the Great Coquina with a Tonga Kid.
Oh, what a leg split right there. I do believe that the new El Diablo is looking for some way, any way he possibly can, to try to get a tag right now. See, oh, what a headbutt right into the lower abdomen, the El Diablo, and it doubles him over. Look at him just writhing in pain in the ring there. Here's the cover in 1 and 2, but not enough for 3. He pulled him up again.
It was enough for 3, but he doesn't want to finish it yet. He wants to deal out some more punishment.
Well, you see the Great Coquina tagging out now, and he tags out to the Tonga Kid, and they clothesline him, and the new Diablo is down right in the center of the ring. Look at that Tonga Kid fly.
He must have jumped 5 feet up in the air to deliver that elbow drop. And you know that has got to hurt El Diablo. Then one of the new Diablos. Having some trouble. He hadn't had a tag in over 5 minutes. Now there's a tag, and Golden comes in.
Oh, the people want to see Golden get in there. They want the Tonga Kid to take care of the Golden. Look at the crowd. They're up and yelling.
Tonga Kid is saying, this is who I want.
Golden is not in too big a hurry to get in the ring. Massey outside the ring.
Golden looking a bit worried, wouldn't you say, John?
I think he does look a little, just a slight bit worried there. Finally, they do make the wrestler stand, spin off the rope there. Oh, all right.
Oh,
There's the golden strut.
He thought that was pretty slick, grabbing hold of the rope and not coming back.
You can't deal Mike Golden out. He does have ring savvy.
Yeah, but watch the Tonga Kid. All Golden did right there is make the Tonga Kid a little madder. Tonga Kid locks up with Golden. Golden comes out with the arm bar.
They push into the ropes and then swing across, and Golden's ready for him, but now Tonga Kid pulls the same move and stops and does his own
a little bit of your own medicine. Right.
Well, this youngster has taken Fort Hood. I'll tell you that. Everywhere he goes, and tonight he is really taking this crowd here.
The body gyrations of the Tonga Kid, reminiscent of breakdancing, I would say, Mr. King.
Well, these guys have been battling 15 minutes in this television main event. Maybe a little longer than that. I'll tell you, there's a hammerlock.
What a counter move. Did you see that? He's going for the push-up out of the wrestler's stance into the ropes, came up with a hammerlock, got the tag, and these guys, there's no doubt about why they are the Texas six-man champions. What a suplex, the big one. The Wild Samoans, and that they are.
That's the great Coquina in there now. Golden gets him with an uppercut. He may got him with a low blow.
Just scrape across the eyes, those laces of the boot there.
Hit into the turnbuckle. The new Diablos are right there pounding on Coquina, the Samoans. In comes the Sika.
Oh, a choke over the top rope by the new Diablos there. Golden, the legal man of the ring.
Here comes the great Coquina, and Golden catches him.
Who's that? Who's that?
Well, some lady has run out of the crowd and got after Massey. And now she is going back into the crowd.
And a chokehold by Golden.
Oh, I don't know. Somebody come running out of that crowd. In the ring, Golden has the great Coquina. Here come the other Samoans in to help out as
and it's all
pounding.
6 men. All 6 men in the ring at the same time. Of course, Coquina taking the worst end of this stick as he's having to battle all 3 while the referee tries to keep some peace over in the other corner and get the 2 legal men in the ring together.
Here comes Golden back in now.
Golden looked like he put a thumb to the throat there, Steve.
Almost as much action outside of the ring as inside as the fans.
Good clothesline there. Golden got a knee to the Tonga Kid, knocked him out of the ring. Golden, what's he going to try to do with the great Coquina?
No, I don't think he'll be able to do this. He's going to try a catapult into the ring corner. The Kid's up on the top rope. What a dive on Golden, and 1, 2, and 3. He's got the 3 count on Mike Golden.
Oh, he got Golden. What a victory for the Tonga Kid and the Wild Samoans as they come flying through the air. And the Tonga Kid and the Samoans win a draw. Thank you and John for being here, and keep me informed whatever you can to find out about Kamala.
We certainly will, Steve. Thanks a lot for having us here.
Thank you very much. Mark, thank you for the great job announcing here, and we appreciate you coming here to Fort Hood tonight.
I enjoyed being here, and I can't wait to be in San Antonio at the Hemisphere Arena. What a lineup we've got coming up next week.
Thank you very much. Mark Noble, our ring announcer, Doyle King, and John Michaels of the Radio Wrestling Network. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up for Texas All-Star Wrestling here at Fort Hood. We hope you enjoyed the action as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. And we're going to be at the Battle of the Stars next week at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio. Come on by and say hello. Till then, on behalf of everyone at Texas All-Star Wrestling, America's #1 wrestling program, this is Steve Sack
say so long. Red Baron's Texas All-Star Wrestling television cameras on the road. We will be in the Hemisphere Arena, San Antonio, Sunday, February the 23rd. The Guadalupe County Coliseum in Seguin on Monday, March the 17th. In Clarksburg, West Virginia on Tuesday, March the 18th. And at the City Coliseum in Austin on Friday, March the 21st. At the Beaumont Civic Center on Sunday, March the 23rd. And we will be in Waco at the Convention Center on Wednesday, April the 16th. That's Texas All-Star Wrestling.